And awesome. So just want to confirm that everyone can see my screen. Today's agenda is the 2021 Content Marketing and Publishing Trends, Part 3. So if you did not have a chance to join Parts 1 and 2, we have them available as recordings that we can share out, and we'll also probably be running these webinars again in the future, so keep your eyes peeled. We'll be doing a 30-minute presentation, just going over some of the insights of content marketing and publishing trends we saw in 2021, followed by a demo of some of Issue's products, as well as an overview of Issue as one of your product solutions for both content marketing and publishing. We'll also have some time for a short Q&A session where we'll try to answer as many questions as possible. Questions can be answered in the Q&A button. So if you ask any questions in the Q&A, we'll try to be sure to answer as many as we can today, or any follow-up questions, we'll be able to record them best using the Q&A function. So a couple of housekeeping rules. All participants today will be muted throughout the duration of the presentation, just to ensure best audio quality for everyone. If you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to click the Q&A button again. That is the easiest way for us to sort through any questions that will be answered as well. And finally, we're recording today's webinar, and we will share that link out in our follow-up communication, so you can listen to it again and share it with others who might be interested. So a little bit about me. Today's speaker, my name is Megan Cole, and I'm a marketing manager at Issue. I've been hosting the webinars for about a year now, and I'm always really excited to be able to share some of the insights and ideas that I have, especially on the product side, applying the Issue product to your marketing solutions or any other problems or solutions you might have that Issue can help solve. So some of my past experience includes working in advertising agencies, working as a graphic designer, particularly doing print production, as well as doing a lot of marketing and marketing solutions. So I'm really excited to be able to share some of my insights and to answer any questions that you might have on how you can better use Issue, or any questions you might have about marketing best practices or design questions. So as a marketer, I always like to get an understanding of who I'm talking to so I can give the best presentation I can. So we have a couple quick poll questions that I am going to start now. So first poll, would love to get to know what level of marketer you would consider yourself. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, not a marketer. No worries if you're not a marketer. Or if you consider yourself kind of beginner and intermediate. Today's presentation is really meant to be a quick introduction of a few insights that we've seen and how you can apply Issue. So it should be really easy to understand. And if you have any other more in-depth questions, we'll be excited to answer those as well. So this just helps give me an idea of how I can better present today's webinar. So we'll just give that a minute or two. Or well, not a minute or two, but just a few more seconds. And once folks have answered, awesome. Thanks all for answering. Second question we have, would love to know what the main reason that you've joined today is. If you want to learn tips and tricks about using Issue, if you want to learn any content marketing trends or publishing trends, any other topics, if you have other topics you're interested in, be sure to submit them in the Q&A so we can have them logged and recorded, or all of the above or none of the above. Hopefully we'll be able to share some great insights for everyone joining today. Awesome. Thank you again for answering my polls. Oops. Sorry about that. Screen sharing is not my friend today. So just to go over a little bit about Issue and who we are. Our mission here at Issue is to enable anyone from independent creators to global brands to create, share, measure, and monetize their digital content. So a little bit of context as to what that means. We really are serving up solutions for users to be able to publish their content to Issue, whether it is PDF content, Microsoft Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, or any other digital files that you may already have or you may be creating. So once your content has been created, all you have to do is upload it onto Issue. We have super easy upload process that you can even do in integration with Dropbox, Google Drive, or any content that's already on your desktop. Once your content has been published, you can also share that content in multiple different formats or channels, so it is contextually created in the best way for you. So you're able to really create derivative content off of your original content as well. And just a quick answer to a question in the Q&A. The slides will be available as well after today's presentation as an Issue shareable document. So we will share out the presentation as well as the recording. Once you've shared your content everywhere, you can also measure the impact of your content. So say I'm sharing this presentation, for example, to everyone after the webinar, I can use Issue statistics to get a better understanding of where the users are coming from, what pages of my content they're consuming, any links they might be clicking on, or other formats, versions that they are consuming. So whether it is reading it on their social posts, reading the article, mobile optimized versions, which devices they're reading the content from, as well as a lot more details in the statistics that you can really use to leverage insights and create more solutions from your content. So in today's presentation, we'll be going over Issue insights for 2021 content marketing and publishing trends that we've seen are especially exciting and especially valuable in using Issue as one of your great solutions for some of these insights. So one of the first things we wanted to really cover is the work of marketing remotely, especially in relation to events going digital. So some of the recent studies have really shown that there is a huge opportunity in the virtual events market scaling. So there is a growth rate of 23.2% of $77.9 billion market in the virtual events space. And what that really means is looking at your conference opportunities, because not only are they available online, but that also means they're available anywhere. So anyone can join a webinar, anyone can join a digital event or conference, and it makes it so much more accessible for your total market share. And with that, there are lots of different ways you can add more solutions or more options to make that digital event more interactive and make sure that your attendees really feel like they are having a really nice event, a live event that they can participate in. So with adding Issue as one of the solutions for your digital events packages, whether it is kind of repurposing any collateral material for your original events that you might have, your one-off, your brochures, any print collateral you might have, you can really easily upload that to Issue and make it an interactive digital piece as well. So some of the solutions that you can really use for your digital events in conjunction with Issue include our video tools that allow you to upload any video content directly into your flipbook content or your social media posts. So you can post that and have a really quickly created way to share more content or some really nice leave behind content that you can then share with your audience. So I'll be doing a quick demo after going over some of our insights of just how you can embed video content into any of your uploaded publications on Issue. Another channel to always consider, of course, is social channels and figuring out all the different ways to use those social channels to leverage them to connect and market to your audience. So I think we've all seen the ever-changing nature and user experience of different social channels and how they've been prioritizing which types of content they want their users to consume. So whether that is Instagram introducing Reels, or Instagram introducing stories and their shopping experiences. There are always different ways that we see the social channels kind of evolving their own products. The introduction of TikTok was really huge in 2020 and continues to have a really lasting impact on the types of content that's being consumed, especially in that mobile space. We see folks are spending a lot more time on their phones in comparison to any other digital media spaces now more than ever. And with that phone consumption, we really want to make sure that you are having a lot of opportunity to share and cross-market any of the materials you have on Issue. So some of the considerations you might want to think about when you're creating your content or after you've uploaded your content to Issue are really understanding where your audience is consuming your content, whether it is on Pinterest versus Instagram versus Facebook versus Twitter versus directly on your Issue profile page. And what resonates with your audience based on the statistics or any other data sources you might have. And another piece you can consider is how you can leverage that content with any other materials that you have in your MarTech stack, as we've mentioned kind of in part one of this webinar trends presentation to serve that experience consistently everywhere. So if your users are connecting with you on their social media channels and then they're going to your website, how are you making sure that the narrative of those different channels are really consistent, as well as serving up relevant content depending on which channel you're serving it on? And finally, the last quick insight we have of Issue Insights is really looking into that migration from neighborhood shops to digital experiences. So as we've seen, especially due to COVID-19, folks are continuing to shelter in place or work remotely, and a lot of small businesses have shifted their business models to be part brick and mortar and part online sales. So with that in mind, there are a lot of opportunities to use Issue to upload any of your catalog content or create catalog content and then upload that over to Issue and add any links or other interactive content and convert those into shopper links to drive your users directly to that shopping experience. We also have digital sales where you can sell any content of ebooks or any white papers, any content that you might have uploaded to Issue, you can sell it directly on Issue. And what's really great about that, and what we've done as one of our personal solutions and wanting to give solutions to our users and small business owners, is making digital sales fully commission free. So with a paid plan, you can sell any of your content on Issue, but any money that you make from those sales, you get 100% of the money. We do not take any commission from that. We also provide plenty of different tools you need to start any promotions that you have for your online store or for your digital sales with the Story Cloud suite of solutions. So that's really looking into the ways that you can generate more types of content for your different social channels to create promotions and other versions of your content to promote it directly onto Issue from issue onto your different channels in order to generate sales. Whoops, sorry. So with that, we have the quick demo. So today I'm just going to be demoing how you can take content that you've uploaded to issue and how you can then generate different derivative pieces as well as create a digital sales version of your content as well. We'll also be optimizing that content with links and video. So if you have any questions during today's demo, feel free to submit them in the Q&A button, or you can submit them in the Q&A button and we will have folks answering them in real time to the best of our abilities. And I'll also be answering them in the Q&A portion as well. So I'm going to go over to issue.com and I'm going to log into my account. So today I'm using one of our test accounts, so my number of reads and impressions isn't going to be particularly accurate, but here I can go over to the publications where I have all of the different published content that I've uploaded. I can also upload content by just going over to the upload button on the left-hand side, clicking that and uploading anywhere, any of my files, whether it's from my device, through Dropbox, or through Google Drive. We have a really nice integration with Dropbox, especially. We are on their app platform. So that's a really easy way to take any collateral that maybe you have a designer created and just really easily upload it to issue without having to save it to your desktop before uploading it there. So once your content has been uploaded, I'm going to work from some publications I've already uploaded. So once your content has been uploaded, here is one of our examples. It's going to look like a flipbook version of whatever PDF you have uploaded to your content. So a few different things that we can do with the content once it's been uploaded includes going over to the left-hand side and adding links and video. Oops, publish now. Adding links and video. Sorry. Let me try that one more time with another publication. Computer has been a little slow lately. So when you go over to add links and media for your content, we automatically detect any hyperlinks that you have in your publication or your uploaded content and convert them into clickable links. So in this case, we have a quick URL that drives the user to issue.com, and it's just a simple web link. But other ways that we can optimize this content that's been uploaded include adding video content. So I can add a little box here, go over to video, and let's open up a YouTube video. So I can take any YouTube content or Vimeo content and upload it really easily to issue by copying and pasting the URL. So I'm just going to quickly grab a video. Here is the URL, and there are a couple different ways that you can then have this content play. So play and overlay is the default version, which will give you kind of a pop-up example. So here, I will upload a video on this spread. And then let's add the same video on another page and change that to an embed in publication or embed in publication and autoplay. These two are part of our paid plans. So once that content has been uploaded, I'm going to save the changes and view it in our reader. So as you can see, once your content has been updated with that video, or if you already have the video, it's going to show an example here when you hover over. This is what the play in publication looks like, play in overlay looks like rather.
Hi, welcome to Issue.
So it is a quick video that kind of gives you this pop-up experience that you can then collapse, or you can have it automatically play or show up embedded directly in your publication.
Hi, welcome to Issue.
Which can also autoplay or play when the person clicks play on it. So what's really nice about that is just adding another layer of interaction and digital experiences in your content. Even if your publication didn't originally have videos in it, such as this one, you can layer on any other materials you might have or any other video content that you might have to make your content really shine and be a more digital experience. Another thing that we can do, of course, is adding any shopper links or other links for your digital sales or for your store. So here I'm going to just quickly add a link. I'm going to do a simple URL, issue.com, and I'm going to convert that into a shopping link. So I'm going to issue.com, done, save. And now when I open up my new publication, or when I open up my publication, it will have over your image the URL with a little shopping cart icon. So you can do this with any images, and you can convert any of your images into shopper links. So if you have a catalog, for example, you can have your links be a shopper link to then drive the user directly to the shopping pages or your Etsy page or your Shopify pages, anywhere you might be selling your content or hosting your content online as well. Of course, we have sort of some of our benchmark solutions as well. Not only can you upload your content and share it from Issue or show it live on Issue's web pages, but you can also share it as a full screen experience with our full screen sharing tool. So here's a quick example of what that looks like. This is one of our paid features. But essentially, this lets you customize your content to have any other backgrounds you want, have background colors, and when you send them to this direct link, instead of showing it on issue.com, you are showing it in this really nice kind of fully immersed experience filled with any of the links that you've already added to that content as well. So this is really great, again, as sort of and collateral pieces if you want to give them some really custom collateral or leave behind materials after your virtual events. This is a great way to do that and a great way to make it look really branded for your users and for your audience or for your events. The last item I'll be demoing today is the visual stories as well as our GIF tool, and how you can use that to really integrate with any of your social media content and promotions. So I'm going to go over to my webinar example again here. And the first thing I'm going to do is quickly show the GIF tool that we have, or GIF tool. So it's over here in the share option at Create GIF. When you click on that, you can choose any selection of the spreads as well as the background color you want to use, or if you have any brand colors that you want, you can also add in the hex code and just change your colors how you want them. And we make a really quick square format preview of that content. So this is a great way to make a really quick marketing piece that you can use to promote your content on social media, especially useful for Instagram or Facebook, which really leans towards that square format when you're uploading your content. And once it's ready, all you have to do is click download source file, and you're able to download it either as an MP4 video or as a GIF file. So for an MP4 video, that is how you'd be uploading it to your Instagram channel or your Facebook channels, but as a GIF file, you can use that on your Twitter channels or even using it in emails. So we also have a beta tool to be able to publish that to MailChimp, which we'll be doing a more in-depth review of in a future webinar, so stay tuned. And the last quick thing I'm going to show, again, is our visual stories tool. So visual stories is a really cool tool that I am a big fan of because it is a way that you can take any of your PDF content or any of your digital content that you've uploaded and convert it into a vertical video slideshow material. So this is a quick example of what that looks like as an AMP link. So you have a permanent link that you can always link folks to, but you can also save all of these elements as video files that you can then post on your social channels, such as Facebook stories, Instagram stories, or Pinterest. Pinterest works really nicely with that vertical format as well. So I will switch over to my create a new visual story to quickly show what this experience looks like. So I'm just going to choose some of the pages from my spreads, and I'm going to go in and click create a visual story. And of course, something will go wrong when I am sharing my screen. There we go. So the way this works essentially is we have a few different styles of template versions that you can use to pull any of your assets. We pull all of the elements from your original uploaded content and convert them so you can really easily add them in to your example. So this is just the issue icon here is just the default profile photo that I have, but you can change that, of course, to anything you'd like. And then all you have to do is click and drag and make any edits. If you want to upload any additional photos, you can also do that by adding more assets with the plus button here, and you can upload files from your desktop as well. Once that content is kind of to your liking, we can change the text. We can also change the font. We can preview that content over at the preview button, and it'll show you the automatic generated vertical video version of your content. We can also add additional slides in here by clicking on the button, adding any other assets in, changing it up. And once it's all done, all you have to do is click on Create Story, and it will be ready to share and download. Once your content is uploaded to Issue and shareable, we provide the downloadable links that you can then use to share on any of the channels that you have or to schedule your content on any of your social scheduling tools. My computer might be a bit slow right now, but in the examples I showed earlier, you can see you can find your visual stories over in the Visual Stories tab here. All of your past examples as well are available in the Visual Stories tab on the left-hand side. And you can also access them directly from your mobile device by downloading the Issue app and using it there. So this was a very quick overview of all of the solutions that we have that are really relevant to today's webinar and presentation. But we have one last question for folks. And I'm going to launch that now. So if you're interested in joining free workshops on how Issue can help transform your content into stories, emails, and social posts to engage your customers, just submit yes in this poll and we'll be sure to follow up with you. Our CS manager, typically Craig or Tina, do the weekly Issue Academy workshops, which are in-depth interactive workshops that are totally free, where you can really get more hands-on time to answer any questions that you might have. Tuesdays are getting started, preparing your PDFs for upload. Wednesdays are your mobile optimizations. So that is going into the Visual Stories tool as well as our Article Stories tool. And Thursdays go into statistics and integrations. All of these are more working sessions, so you can answer any more in-depth questions that I wasn't able to cover in today's webinars. And it's a really great way to get a really deep understanding and deep learning of the product solutions that we have to offer. So if you are interested, I will just leave that poll running for a little bit longer while we dive into the Q&A. So if you have any questions, again, please ask them in the Q&A channel or the little Q&A button at the bottom. And once we're done with the Q&A, if you stick around until the end, we have some special offers for you as well. So I'll be reading through some of the questions. Question one looks like from Hassan. We have a question: can you make a questionnaire to collect data from users through issue? So currently that is not a direct solution that we have. We don't have a questionnaire format or module in the product, but you can link out to any content. And if you want to collect data from users through issue, any of the links that you add, of course, can always have any UTM tracking parameters or other tracking capabilities. So as they are interacting with your content and clicking on any of the content links, you can format it in any way you want to add any data collection as well. Let's see, video. So a question we have from Laura: does video inserts work well on mobile phone or only when viewed on desktop? Currently, our video solutions work best on desktop because of the format that we host them on in the embeds. They work best on desktop. If you want to really optimize your content for your mobile audience with your video inserts, we would recommend using the pop-up version, so the play and overlay version, as opposed to the embed in publication. But we are always working on more solutions as well. So these questions are also really great because they're a great way for us to pull any insights and share back with our product managers for any improvements we might have in the future. Another question we have: can links and videos be added with the basic plan of issue? Do you have to upgrade to use those features? So the links tool that I was showcasing can be used with the basic plan of issue. We can automatically detect clickable links on issue. We also have detected links. So if you do not actively hyperlink your content and you just have a URL kind of manually typed into your content, auto-detected links are available on our paid plans. Videos, again, are available in the basic plan, but only the pop-up version, so the play and overlay version, are available for basic users, where the embedded experience is available at the, I believe, starter or higher plans. Links and video do not need to be added after the content has been uploaded onto issue. So if you have your content uploaded and you have your PDF with any of the hyperlinks in there, or you have your file and you've already hyperlinked everything out, we automatically detect and convert those content pieces onto issue. So you don't have to add the links in afterwards if they're already added. But if you want to do any updates or any changes to your content, you can do that in the links tool as well. One question we have is, can you export to Constant Contact? So I believe this question is in relation to the create GIF option. So the ability to export to MailChimp. So with these source files, right now we have an integration where you can publish your content and have it saved directly into MailChimp. You can also do this with Constant Contact. So any content that you have for your GIF specifically, you can download that element as a .gif file and save it to your desktop, and then upload that to Constant Contact as a visual image resource that you can then embed into your emails. So I hope that answers your question on Constant Contact.
Hey, Megan, we have another question that I think would be good to answer. It's, can the content you just showed be integrated into our website in the blog landing page with an API?
Yep, so you can embed your content directly into your blog, as well as any other web pages that you have editing access to, by using the embed tool. So if we go over to share again onto embed on website, this is one of our paid features to note. So really similar look and feel to the full screen sharing experience in terms of what this looks like. But essentially you can get an embed code that lets you embed that content directly. All you have to do is copy and paste this embed link, and you can have it embedded onto a website. So let me pull an example from our blog, which I believe issue.com/blog. So here, for example, on our issue blog, which has a lot more really great resources as well, you can find an example of what this looks like embedded into a blog post. So all we did was get the iframe embed code available again on our paid plans, and you can embed that content directly into your post. So it's super easy. All you have to do is kind of copy and paste it and add it into your content.
Thanks. And then we had a question that's more of kind of just some insight. It's what should we take into account when marketing to a varied group of people, including consistency across channels, which I think you're demonstrating how to provide that consistency, but just to address it even further.
Yeah, absolutely. So a great way to think about this is creating variations of your content. So once you have uploaded your initial piece, what we have for some really nice solutions is the ability to make any edits. So whether you want to re-upload your content to add more pages and spreads, or if you want to create other visual stories to kind of contextualize content in different lights, that's a really easy way to kind of make any edits you want to your content. So for example, I'll go in here, say you have the content that you've uploaded, and you can really kind of play around with the images. I would recommend really even testing what you see performs the best across different segments, and you can use that in conjunction with any other social tools as you're posting your content and checking those analytics. So it's a great way to kind of check out, like, for example, check out this example versus visit our page for this content. And there are different ways that you can kind of make different iterations of your content, even if it's the same images or the same pieces. You can really test and play around with that as well to see how they perform.
Great. And one question, it was, do we sync with canva.com? And it's not so much that we sync, but any content created on Canva. I think, Megan, if you want to just address how we can handle content from any particular
Yeah,
source.
sure thing. So in my publication examples here, actually, I can show you really quickly. Some of this content was created in InDesign, some of it was created in Canva using Canva's templates, and some of it was made using PowerPoint or Microsoft Documents. So you're really not limited to which content you're saving it from. You can upload your content. You can even do it from Google Slides or from any other document sources. So in this example here, this was uploaded from one of the Canva templates, whereas some of our other examples, for example, this one was a custom publication that was created in InDesign. So there are a bunch of different ways that you can upload that content, as long as you export your files as a document or a PDF file. We have more information on which file types available in our Help Center. But as long as it's been exported, you can then upload it to Issue really, really easily. So you can bring your content from anywhere and share it everywhere.
Thanks so much. And then there was a question about analytics, actually a couple questions about analytics and whether or not it covers the features that we've been discussing today.
Yep. So if we go over into our statistics tool, again, my numbers aren't going to be super accurate or impressive by any means, but you can break it down by a few different sources. So one is checking the different content types, whether it is your publications, your article stories, which I didn't cover too much today, or your visual stories. So I can do a breakdown of where users read that content from. And then as part of some of our paid plans, we have more information available at higher plan levels, but you can also see an overview of where the users are reading their content from, where they're consuming it, the sources that they're coming from, as well as what the top 10 countries are and where they're coming from. You can not only break it down by all publications, but you can also break it down by specific examples. So here in my webinar sample example, I had links that I can see which page the users were consuming content on, how long they were reading, their average read times on the different pages, as well as how many clicks were received on specific pages. So you can use these statistics in conjunction with any other tracking tools you may have, and download it as a CSV file to really kind of play with your integrations and get a better understanding of your audience. So the visual stories in particular is how you can do a breakdown of some of the visual story statistics, but there are a lot of other ways that you can also do additional tracking that we'll be covering in future webinars, and that is covered in the workshops regularly, weekly.
Awesome. And I think this will be our last question. We've had some really good ones today, but it's when I take a current publication just to play around, my content seems to always need to be reformatted. Could it be that there's just too much info smushed into a small space, for instance, a newsletter into a story?
Yes, that's a good question. So we try to do the best solutions for making derivatives of your content for all of our users, and we're always improving those solutions as well. So as you are uploading that content, I would definitely suggest kind of looking at some of the other design best practices or other marketing best practices. We work really well when you upload your content with a rich amount of images, but you can also upload images after you've uploaded your content as well. So here I'll just open up an example. One thing when we convert our content into article stories, you might just want to check how your text is being exported out. So if you have some more technical questions, I would definitely recommend joining the workshops to have a bit more one-on-one time with some of our CS team members so they can kind of dig into your files and get a really good understanding of some of the best practices for conversion. And I believe that is the last question we have time for today. So as thanks for everyone who has stayed all the way through the end, we have, we have special webinar savings to save 50% off of your issue premium annual subscription. And that offer code is 2021 trends part 3 _ 50. So this offer code is going to be sent out via email to all attendees. If you are already an issue user, you will get the offer URL for 50% off your issue premium annual subscription, which covers all of the paid features I highlighted in today's demos, as well as other solutions and things that I didn't have a chance to cover. So if you are a new user, feel free to add in the 2021 trends part 3 _ 50 offer code at checkout. If you are a returning user with an issue account already, please wait for the email with the offer code because that is the way that you can redeem those savings. So these offers are good until Friday at midnight Pacific time. So be sure to redeem your webinar savings when you can. So thank you all again for joining today's webinars. I hope you learned quite a bit from the issue insights, and be sure to stay tuned for future webinars that we will be hosting over the next few months. Hope to see you all there, and thanks again for joining.